In today's video, we're going to break ground on the new RV Homebase. Welcome to RV Life in 3/4 Time, a vlog covering our adoption of the RV lifestyle. We are Cheryl and Carl Pearson, and here we're documenting the transition from our current lifestyle to our chosen adaptation of RV life, and hopefully passing along some useful information to others as we progress. To begin, let me apologize for the amount of time since our last video, the RV Homebase planning video. I should have known better. I have built a house before, but planning and building a custom home eats up a lot of your creative time and energy, and it has stretched my time management skills to the breaking point. We'll show you some scenes of site and slab preparation, rough-in plumbing, but I think the main focus of this video is going to be on coordination. I think anybody who's ever tried to coordinate the efforts of multiple entities towards a single goal can understand that trying to coordinate the time of multiple contractors who all have commitments to their own multiple clients, along with uncooperative weather patterns, can understand that the experience breathes new life into the old saying, it's like trying to herd cats. We began talking to a slab contractor in early December. With his prior commitments and the rainy weather pattern, it was a cold Tuesday in January before we were able to break ground. Though the lot is fairly flat, we still needed some loads of fill dirt to achieve a level grade on which to place the slab, and coordinating with the hauling company on when they would be able to provide the dirt complicated our planning. Driving to the building site that morning, I got a call from the hauling company. One of their trucks had broken down, and it would be noon or later before the first load would be delivered. The slab contractor and his crew started the layout of the site, and then we waited. Finally, the fill dirt began arriving. But, missing a truck and getting a very late start, it quickly became apparent that there would not be enough time left in the day to deliver all of the loads we needed to achieve a level grade. The slab contractor had commitments on Wednesday, but could be back on site on Thursday. The hauling company could finish delivery on Wednesday, but would be tied up on Thursday. So, to remedy this, we came up with what we considered a fairly accurate estimate of how much fill was still needed, and I drove home to pick up the Winnebago Go Buggy. With the Go Buggy in place, I plugged into the existing on-site 30-amp RV receptacle. That way I was able to wait in relative comfort while the rest of the fill dirt was being delivered, and was on hand to pay the bill when the deliveries were complete. On Thursday, the slab crew returned to use the dirt delivered on Wednesday to level out the site. We had made a good estimate and had enough dirt to achieve our purposes. By the end of the day, we had a level grade. The plan for the next day was to get the slab forms in place and to dig the footings for the structure. The weather, however, chose not to cooperate. It was almost another week before we got a break in the weather and could proceed with the next stage of our build. When the forms and footings were nearing completion, I contacted the plumber from which we had gotten an estimate for the rough end, since we needed to have the drain lines roughed in prior to bringing in the gravel and pouring the concrete. Unfortunately, he found that he had been overbooked and had to refer us to another company. The new company was happy to take on our work. However, this meant we had to schedule a new meeting to get a quote and get on their books, and with the unstable weather patterns, this delayed things for yet another week and a half. Once the details were worked out, it didn't take the plumbing contractor long to get the drain lines roughed into the slab. We had no supply lines in the slabs, Knowing friends who have had experience with a burst supply line beneath a slab, we knew we wanted to avoid that possibility. Unable to coordinate between the hauling company and the slab contractor, I camped out in the go buggy and oversaw and paid for the delivery of what we estimated were our gravel needs. Now things seem to be coming together. With the drain lines roughed in and the gravel in place, the slab crew went to work, leveling gravel across the building site, covering it with plastic and rebar wire. Then, of course, the rain set in. After the site was prepped, there were several days of rain and one particularly significant windstorm which tangled up the rebar wire and blew plastic out of place. Cheryl and I inspected the site the day after the storm and set things back into place before the crew returned. It was nearly a week before the weather cleared and the slab contractor was able to coordinate with the local concrete plant and the pour was finally done. I was unable to be on hand when this happened, but checked it out a couple of days and another rain shower later. We began trying to get this slab poured in December. With the scheduling conflicts, restarting the plumbing rough-in scheduling, and the awful weather, it was now late March. We had gotten on the books with Metal Pros in mid-January to get on their schedule. At that time, they were running about 12 weeks out, so we were sweating just a little bit on having the slab ready for them to erect the structure. The process was stressful. As I said earlier, it's like the old saying, it's like trying to herd cats. But at least we now had our slab in place, and we're past that hurdle, and so it's on to the next. Well, that's about it for the RV Homebase breaking ground video. Have any of you had similar experiences building your own structure? If so, please comment below and share what happened to you. We're going to be releasing a new video, hopefully fairly soon, which will show us raising the walls on the new RV Homebase. Thanks for watching another episode of RV Life in 3/4 time. As always, if you enjoyed, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more, subscribe and click the notification bell. Be on the lookout for the new RV Homebase barn raising video, and until then, get out there and enjoy the ride.